Well, I'm off on another adventure, so to speak. An impromptu last minute decision late last night, or late-ish. Decided to go to Carlisle for the night. Never been there. Always wanted to go. Lots of history. Yeah, put myself into a hotel. I've been looking at the bad reviews like you do. The lift isn't working. I've gone for a bit of a pricey option, to tell the truth. I'll treat myself. I just want to get away for a night. I'm sure everyone's like that at times. Don't know how much I'll record. We'll see how it goes. I'm just at Children Station waiting for my train. I don't know if I can spin this round while it's recording. I don't think I can, so I'll do that. Yeah. Passenger train to Children. It'll be more swankier than the first one that ever was here. The first one in the world as well. Technically. Yeah. Let's go on to Bishop then to come back to pick me up. I could have got on it and went to Bishop and come back, but yeah, buggered. It's a nice morning. Are you in Newcastle? How are the tune? My train's a little bit delayed. If I could leave the station without having to buy a new ticket, I'd probably go and see the little shrine thing that's been put up for Kevin Keegan outside St James's Park. It's not that far away from the station really. Maybe it's on the way back. What a bloody racket. I think only I could do this. I've been looking for Games Workshop and I found a bloody castle. And we're having a mooch around that tomorrow before I go home. And a couple of museums as well. Looks like there's a nice bridge over there as well, which I might have a mooch about. And this, I didn't come this way, I actually came up this side bit here. Yeah. Happy days. And now the cathedral. Fantastic. Seems very relaxed here. No mad rush. It's not absolutely heaving. There were a lot of kids got on the train to go to like Newcastle way. Chinese. Yeah. Fantastic. I might go in there for a pint actually. Just made an accidentally gate crasher ceremony. Carlisle Cathedral. Fantastic. That's sailing. I love cathedrals. Not very religious. I see the good in it. There's a lot of bad in it as well. sitting in the bar. They're both mine, by the way. I'm not here on some dirty weekend with someone. 13:37. I am absolutely knackered. It is boiling outside. I've been walking around on and off for about 3 hours. It's like 3.5 hours. At my hotel. I called in early on just to double check I'd booked up properly, because it was like a very last minute kind of thing. And this is the bar. I'm not sure if this is where breakfast is served tomorrow. I paid for breakfast, so accidentally. There's a Greg's literally right behind me in the train station, which I could have went to. It is what it is, you know. If you can see through the blind. There's a tower there and there's another one just there. And they date all the way back to the 16th century. Built on the orders of Henry VIII, no less. Yeah, kind of place, Carlisle. I'll definitely be back, I think. Probably not with the lads, because if I could go anywhere with the lads, it would be Lincoln, but then again, I don't really want to go anywhere. So, digs video. I haven't done one of these for a while. Very nice. Tiny bit out of breath. The lift isn't working. I'm only on the 2nd floor, so it's not that bad. Check that out for a view though. It's up there with the best view of a hotel room I've ever had, I think. Along with the Hilton in York. But this room is like 4 times the size of that one. Roughly the same price, so I have splashed out a bit on myself. Not a fan of a rocking new one. Bathroom's small, but bath shower. God, it's warm in here. There's no. There's nothing. That's not on. Oh, it's warm in there. Jeez. I don't know what that switch does. That was a light. Right. Cold shower. Nap. I get myself a takeaway for tea. Look at this. Nice couch. I think I can get that in my bag and take it home with us. So the video you've just seen was the ballroom here at the Station Hotel. The lady very kindly let me, well, I said I'd take a couple of photos, but I did a little video. Big large room, I'm sure you can get married and stuff in there, so yeah, look good. I've slept the night. This is the morning after now. I don't have to check out, sorry, till 1 o'clock. Because I'm in this big room. If you wanted a late checkout at 1 o'clock, you pay an extra 15 quid in the other rooms. So yeah, my overall impression, this room is good. There aren't any plug sockets near the bed. The plug sockets, there's a couple down there and a couple over there. Could the bed have been on this wall? You would then have a gap behind. So I'm not too sure. I suppose you could fill that void with just a bit of shelving or something in behind. I will quickly mention, take this wherever I go. I highly recommend doing it if you stay places by yourself and you're uncomfortable with sit in the seat. If you're uncomfortable with, you know, eating in restaurants and pubs by yourself, which I'm not really, I do it, but, you know, being fat, yeah, you do get some glances, and not that I'm really that bothered, but I much prefer to bring a takeaway back to my room. So I had a Chinese meal last night from a place just around the corner from here. I think it's called Yummy's or Ummy's. I couldn't quite make out. There's like a sign and then Ummy's, and I'm not sure if that sign is part of the name of the place. I'll find out when I look at my Barclays account, which you can see on the bed there. I bought my pin sentry device. I need to pay some bills just now. Yeah, back to reality. And yeah, so I always bring a plate and a spork, and I have them in plastic in case I go abroad, which I don't think we have them for a while. So obviously they go through the scanners. You don't, you know, get pulled up on it or anything like that. It's a tip I suggest to anyone, solo traveller, even, you know, if you enjoy eating in your own hotel room as a couple. Yeah, nice and light as well. So yeah, this room, like I say, plug sockets were over there. I had to move that table and put the fan over there because that was really the closest plug socket that would hit me in bed, the airflow. I did have it set up on that unit there, but it just wasn't, could barely feel it. But that worked so good. I got up in the middle of the night and turned off because it was cold, actually. Yeah, it's been quite warm, and I think it's due to be warm again later on today. So yeah, I've got a bit of editing stuff to do, pay my bills, like I say, and that's my snacks for doing that. Is a tiny can of Coke. You got a tiny can of Coke and a tiny can of Diet Coke. I've polished the Diet Coke off. I don't really like normal Coke, but it's all I've got. And a can of Pringles. They'll keep me going. They'll be for the train ride home as well, the Pringles. So yeah, that's the only real fault with this room is, like I say, no plug sockets near the beds. There are sockets of sorts, but they are for the phone and the lamps. You can't unplug the lamps. The wiring goes straight into the wall. Bit of a shame. This is what it is on that front. I'd read a load of bad reviews about this place online before, well, after booking it up, obviously. And people were saying like it's dirty, it's dated, it's noisy. The latter one, it's noisy. Yes, there's noise. You're in the city centre, you know. What the hell are you expecting if you book in this place? Expecting tranquility, or any place like this in the city centre. Right next, it's called the Station Hotel because it's right next to the train station, and the train stations are usually right close to civilization. So, you know, anyone saying, oh, it's noisy, you know, get a grip and book somewhere in the middle of the country if that's what you're into. Dirty, definitely not. Everywhere I've been has looked nice and clean. The lift isn't working. Going upstairs isn't too bad. I'm only on the second floor. I did actually yesterday accidentally go into that ballroom. Just misdirection from the looked like a new lad on the desk, and basically he was saying go up the stairs, then go right and keep going right till you get to your room. He did say go up to the second floor. I'm sure he did. So, you know, it was my fault totally. It wasn't his fault at all, really. And I only went to the first floor and then turned right and then right again and went into the ballroom, and I was like, this isn't my room. But yeah, eventually found my room, obviously, by going up to the second floor and then going right and right. So yeah, that's what people have been complaining about and outdated. I wouldn't say this room is. You know, everything's quite nice. They've gone for that black, white and grey kind of vibe. A lot of places do. It's quite simple, easy to clean, I suppose, as well. Now the bathroom, I'm not even going to be asked to get up and go over. The bathroom is dated. The fittings are dated anyway. The sink and the bath itself and the toilet. The toilet, when I first came in, there was some toilet roll like hadn't been flushed away, I thought. However, after using the toilet a few times, I've realised that you can flush and flush and flush, and it doesn't take away your toilet paper. This morning, every half hour or so, I've got, well, maybe 15 minutes even, I've got up and gone and flushed the toilet. It's clear now, I think. But yeah, you do need to, you know, if you do a number two and you expect it to go straight away, it doesn't. And it got a bit smelly. I had to close the bathroom door until it had gone, the smell had gone. And, well, obviously, everything else had gone as well. The shower, I was just going to get a quick shower this morning before breakfast. Normally when I get to digs, I have a shower and then I have a nap. Yesterday, I just had a nap. I was absolutely shattered. If I'd known yesterday what I know now, I would have run a bath this morning and made time to run a bath. Because it would take a long time, because the shower has one setting and it is red hot. Yeah, I could not have got a shower under that. Yeah, ridiculously hot. And try turn, there's a thermostat control on it, like a cold setting and all that, and I turned it all the way to cold and it was still red hot. I thought, oh, I've turned it the wrong way. I turned it back the other way and it got even hotter. So yeah, that needs sorting out really. So yeah, the bathroom's not the greatest. There's no, or at least I can't hear any ventilation either, any like an air pump or a fan or anything. There is a switch for something like that on the wall there, unless that is for the heating for the shower actually. So maybe if I'd turned that off, I could have got a cold shower. Oh, thinking about it now, oh well. Anyway, yeah, maybe that's what that's for, because flick that switch and normally you'd hear a droning noise from something like an air, not an air filter, but you know what I mean, like just a fan. But it is an internal room. That I don't think that room has an outside wall, unless this wall here is the outside of the building. But I don't think it is. It could be actually, thinking about it. I'll just stick my head out the window and look. But so yeah, that's the and there's a Best Western. No, I think it is Best Western actually. Carlisle Station Hotel. You know, it's a lovely place. Come and stay. Breakfast was okay. On the small side, like all hotels and B&B places are, the plates are small. I mean, I could have went back up and got 2 or 3 more plates, I suppose. But I got funny looks when I accidentally got water instead of apple juice, and then I went back to the juice dispensers to get some apple juice, and there's people like, well, you've got some kind of thing, and I'm like, couldn't give a shit. But yeah, so, and obviously the glasses are tiny as well for your juice and that. Other than that, yeah, it tasted lovely. It was fine, yeah. Typical, I would say, breakfast. Not quite a Premier Inn level, but just a typical hotel breakfast. The staff have been amazing as well. I'd read online that some people were saying the staff were like angry at anything and everything, or they were a bit, maybe not abusive, but just like, you know, they were pissed off kind of thing. Haven't found that at all. The staff I've spoken to have been lovely. Had a bit of crack with a couple of them. Yeah, they seem fine. God knows where they got that from. And like I said, the lift isn't working. However, if you want someone to bring your bags up for you, they've got a little chap who will take your bags for you. And I'm sure if you have mobility problems, I think if you have mobility problems, a member of staff brings you up in the lift, just to make sure everything goes all right. I don't know what the problem is with the lift, but you know, like I say, I wouldn't like to be on the top floor. I don't know how many floors are in this room, in this building actually. There are stairs that go up after mine, I think. So yeah, should I go for a wander? Like I say, it's about 9:30 now, something daft like that. And I'm here till 1. Like I say, I want to crack on with wasting money on eBay, so I'm gonna leave it there. But I do plan on heading out further later, visit the castle, and a museum near the castle. Maybe that pub yesterday, it was, oh, what the hell was it called? No, can't remember now. It was a nice pub, little old fella behind the bar, complaining about his boss. Yeah, it was class. Right, I'll end this one here, and then, like I say, I'll do some videos or just some photos at the castle and stuff. Yes, this will be windy as hell. I'll move on the way because I've just come from like the ground level down there, a load of steps. This is the keep, the palace keep, because we all stayed here before. It's not quite a donjon, well it's a dungeon. Dungeon. I was on a guide too and I just got inside of here, but it was absolutely pitch black, I couldn't see in those steps, so I've just come back out and yeah, so I'll walk around here. See if this is as far as I can go, like. We might be able to get right the way around, I'm not sure. Yeah. Nice little tour. You got the usual kind of, he said the word Celtic, and he said parliamentarians were under Cromwell in 1644, so yeah. I was like, oh, should I tell him? But no. Yeah. Cracking place, Carlisle Castle. Might include a bit of the history just in writing at the bottom of this one. I've read through the guidebook. Just come around the corner really from my left you off in the last video. These cannon here, I believe, are 24 pounders from the Tudor period. Metal trunnions pointing towards Scotland. They have a crest on them. Should be Henry VIII if it is. Not too sure, I can't really make it out, but yeah, the size of them. 1.5 tons each. And they would have been brought up here. Well, what I just climbed up, which is now a staircase, where was a good walk. I don't know if that is Henry VIII. Pretty sure these are these 24 pounders. That to me looks like GR, George, one of the Georges. Not sure if Henrician, is that the word term? Cannons had coats of arms on them. There's the dungeon again. The building in the background all the way over there, I do believe is the cathedral. And that walkway, you just see it there, that's what the cannons would have been dragged up, and they were based in embrasures down below. When there was trouble, they were run up there, dragged round, and then facing Scotland, the old enemy. And that there is the magazine storage. This is a later building though. Yeah, it's more like a prison than anything else, isn't it?